It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. Good morning, campers. Good afternoon. It's 12:05 hours on Friday, March 11th, 2016. Welcome to today's Captain's Blog. What's up?
I'm reading a 990.
Ooh, the fun of 990s. What is a 990 form for the internet?
It is an end of year tax form that you have to fill out if you are either a 501c3 nonprofit organization or a private charitable foundation.
Okay.
They fill out the 990 PF.
And we read a lot of these.
Yes, and this one is 64 pages.
Thrilling stuff.
Ours is about 40 pages.
Yeah.
So when you fill out your taxes at the end of the year, if you're a normal person who has a job that issues you a W-2 and all of that, you fill out the taxes for the purpose of figuring out how much money you either get or owe the government, right?
Yeah.
And all of the questions on it are basically related to money in, money out, and what it was for.
Yeah.
990 is about the money, but that's a really small aspect of it. It's a lot about regulations and compliance.
Okay.
My favorite question every year that I have to answer on it is whether or not we received any national treasures.
Okay.
Also, you have to say whether or not you run a tanning salon as part of your organization's mission.
A tanning salon. Mm-hmm. There's a story behind that one somewhere.
I think whoever can tell me that story gets a blog prize today.
Yeah? Just because
I know
you're...
the answer.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Oh, see, now I'm curious. Okay.
But so a lot of it is money, but more of it is making sure that you're actually acting like a nonprofit.
Yeah. And something fun, before you make any sizable donation to any charity, you should look up their 990. Do your homework, do your due diligence, because there's a lot of places that if you knew the truth, you would not donate to.
So
We've learned a lot about other companies by reading their 990s.
we could do an entire blog episode on administrative costs and what they mean.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
We'd be more than happy to help educate our viewers.
If you ever want to do that, let me know.
Okay.
I'm totally there. That would be a thrilling half hour. What are you doing?
Finishing up my various books.
Yeah?
Yep.
Are you having the joy of QuickBooks?
Yep.
Do you love Talos?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We, at this point, may need to send him like a chocolate bar.
All of his answers have been swearing a lot in one sentence, one word sentences.
Find out what Talos' favorite candy and beer is and send him both. Oh, hi guys. So, just rocking, enjoying the nice weather. I want to be finishing the thing on the roof with mechanics as a day job. We got grease happening with the robot. Batman's getting ready to drill. Katie, can I put you on a saw for a bit? You can run that, right? You can be trusted with power tools? Have you ever run that, ever?
It's been a while, but yeah.
Okay, hold up your hands. All the way up. Okay, you have 10 fingers. You passed. Good. That's what I need. Come here. See this pile of wood?
Yes.
All of these need to be cut to 3-foot pieces. Okay? If you end up with the remainder, it's like 3 foot 6 inches or something. Just leave it at 3 foot 6 inches. But roughly 3-foot pieces, all of them. When they're all cut, let me know. If you want to do this the easy way, you grab a piece, put it in the saw, cut it to 3-foot pieces, take it down to member supply, and then do the next one. As soon as you see TJ, grab him, he can help.
Okay.
Cool?
So you want them taken down one by one?
They can be. It's just, you do whatever works for you.
Okay.
If I was doing it on my own, I'd cut a piece, take a walk. Cut a piece, take a walk. Because otherwise, you cut all the pieces, and then you're marching 50 times. Rah, 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 rah. It just kind of sucks. But yeah, the goal is all of these are cut down to 3-foot pieces, and all of them are nice and neat and organized on a shelf in member supply. I've got a box! Hold that a moment, please.
Okay.
What's in the box? I like it when office staff just wanders up and throws a box at you. Ooh! Cool. Okay. I've got a box. All right. You guys have fun. We'll be back.
So I think it's going to be this section here and here.
Okay.
Definitely getting leaking around here, seeing puddling around here, so probably this whole part needs to go, which might come as a unit with this anyway.
Okay. So we have oil leaking out of the motor plugs.
Yes, let's go back to that.
Let's cover the whole thing here because I'm gonna cry a little.
So the only thing I have found on Google that would pair electrical wiring and motor is underground transmission lines where you have a metal exterior, which isn't the case here.
Okay.
However, if you look underneath the robot, there is a pipe there, and I do not know if the flashlight is where you can see it, but it calls for 300 psi pressure, so that's not
that pipe right
electrical.
there.
Yes.
The tube.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's
I'm
lube.
Guessing there's some kind of a self-circulating system going on. And it's possible that interacts with our motor 1 here into this system, that these could be carrying oil out there. That's the only way that I could expect oil to be in those connections by design.
Okay.
So that's... First thing I want to do is get on to Heather and take her apart before taking Jeff apart. But what we don't have an explanation for is the puddling we've gotten up in there, which I've mostly cleaned up.
Okay.
You can still see some along the edge in there and along the edge in here. And there was no path between the two puddlings.
Okay.
So we had this all the way out to here actually. So it's possible just tying down some screws or bolts might work if it's just a sealing issue, if there's meant to be oil in there.
Okay.
Again, we don't know what it's meant to be like in there. So
Dominic's really good at digging this stuff up, so I'm hoping he's got some solid answers. That's my dream.
And if Dominic doesn't have solid answers, I'd like to take Heather apart. Because Heather's a little more disposable.
Disposable.
I put quotes around it.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. Jamaican.
Air parts.
That's I didn't know you could machine aerogel. It's really cool.
Just test running a program for Frank here. He's still working on his
Cool.
spark gap thing.
Okay.
This side is supported. You want to clamp the other side. You want to make sure it's 3 foot long. Oh.
Katie, you can use the laser.
So what I do is get inside the mark. Yeah, pull it out. Around 3 foot.
Okay, and then use that.
Clamp it. Alright.
No, this is
And now this one's wide enough, so you're going to have to do a slide. Yep. We're running 200 RPM for a while here. There you go. Put you on the ladder. Yeah.
She definitely wants the vacuum with the amount of wood that she's going to be doing today. Hi.
This is our switch.
This is the switch for the April 1st thing.
Sweet.
We're adding a little flair to it this year.
I like play.
Hey Katie, can I show you something? You drive.
So I'm going too slow?
You're going painfully slow. You may be the first person in history to wear the brush gun on the saw in the first 100 cuts. Don't race it through, but
I haven't cut much wood ever. So
yeah, I know.
It's
a really common thing for noobs to doing that. But with this saw, you don't, if you have to push hard, like it's going, you're doing it too fast. It's not a race, but the rate that you're going is really just nice and groove. There's a groove to it. If the motor changes sound, you're probably going too fast. That isn't always true. It certainly isn't true with most woodworking tools, but for this stage, just if the motor changes sound, you're going too fast. If the motor drops by more than a half step, you're going too fast. That's something that'll make sense for you.
On the very end of it, it had like some, like it was warm and it looked like it had like, I guess a little burn.
Well, if you go really, really slow, you'll burn it.
Oh! I asked Batman if that was because I did too fast.
Usually it's because you're going too slow. Huh? Yeah, it can happen either way, but for watching you cut, if it's burning, it's because you're going too slow.
That's good to know.
I know. See you next one. Hey,
I
Batman?
don't think we have to worry about holes.
I think it works. Yeah, I think it's gonna be all right.
Yep. Sounds better too since you tightened all the screws.
Okay. I like how this is mounted. That came out nice. So now we just gotta find a PDR.
Yep.
Okay. I'll do some digging.
That's how they make tinsel. That one written down because that one's easy. I have enough travel. Shit.
You'll make it, damn it, because you have to. Back a bit.
X over because my part's not square in the vise.
Okay. Come forward.
Come forward.
Where you want to be? You're too far your way. Go.
Now
Okay.
you're too far.
No, you're good side to side. It's front back. That's alright. And there's a little bit of play in this.
Yeah,
photographs,
yeah.
so,
I'm not.
yeah.
I think we're getting too anal for.
It's gotta be perfect every time! God! The internet is watching! They will judge you.
Another Sharpie. I gotta come back with a bigger drill.
Alright. Hey, that's way more better!
Okay, we're good.
Alright. Some of you may have to scooch up or whatever, but everybody take a minute and read this. That's why I was like, you might want to do this in the studio area with a big projector. I feel like that's great.
I didn't want everybody in the building outside.
I know.
I'm not required to read the video sometimes.
Oh.
I'm gonna hold it so I can read it.
You're like, this isn't for everyone.
Mackie! Don't do that. Hey! Don't do that. Stay over here. Be good fun.
The angle of the TV doesn't
Well, you guys can move wherever you need to, but everybody should read that. When you're all to the bottom, that's like the first half of that?
That's all of it.
That's all of it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, roll.
Go.
Yeah.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. Everybody ready? Alright, so this is what's up. For a long time, I have been the public face of the geek group, and I am the object of hate to a lot of people, because there are people that simply don't like me, there are people whom I have actively offended, there are people who are simply jealous, there are people who disagree with us on political or religious views or whatever. And I'm fine with that. I don't mind being the guy that gets the hate mail. And there are a couple of us, me, Moose, and Elizabeth, who read all of the comments and read all of the hate mail. And When people post stuff like, hey, Batman's really cool, yay! That goes public on the internet, everybody can see it. When people post things like, wow, Amy's got a really nice butt, and I wanna sniff her. That stuff just goes away and we don't bring it to you guys. By the way, that's actually happening.
Why is there a fog of doom rolling?
Hey! I'll stick it up your ass. Thank you.
Turn the voltage down.
Yeah. Jesus, man.
I feel like I'm in a freaking nightclub.
I'm bringing enough doom, we can't have the fog machine
Smell
going.
the way guys for
Yeah.
night.
So, for a long time, that's been cool, and it hasn't been a problem. And understand, this is on a year-old video. Okay, so there's like 3 people reading this, and I don't really give a fuck. And if people want to post on your that I suck, that's fine. But when people post things like this, where they're like, the comment, where is it?
The second one. I'm guessing.
The money goes to upper management or funding Chris's toys. The first thing that got me suspicious was years back when they wanted a big TV panel for the lobby. We raised over $1,200 for it. Then they go out and spend $499 on a Panasonic Vera at Best Buy. And actually, by the way, you got that right, it is a Panasonic. And they were shocked, I say, to see if they spent half what they raised and the rest went missing. And I asked a staffer about it and got told to refrain from asking such questions. First off, I have no idea what staffer would refrain from asking such questions because it was very public in the blog that, yes, we did spend half on that. Where'd the other half go, Moose?
More TVs.
I'd say we bought
we bought
one of those.
Yeah, we
TVs.
bought like 3 of them that day.
They were on
And,
sale.
yeah, because we were like, the reason we bought the $400 TV was because they were on sale. We're like, shit, we got $1,200, let's get 3 TVs, and big TVs started appearing. I know one went for the live stream, and I think the other one went, I think it's the nice one that went on the side of the thing, the rest of that. Yeah, which is now Master Control. But they don't explain that. And the problem when people post this shit is, it's bullshit, and we all know it's bullshit, because it's like the guys that posted I have a condo in Maui, shit like that. Yeah, sure. But
Do you not?
I do. I have a condo in Maui, and we're all going there this
Alright.
summer. Yay!
I would like to say, I wasn't even here for that, I believe. And I still know exactly what happened.
Yeah. But the way it works is, you don't have to say the truth to get hate brewing. You just have to be the loudest or the first. This is why Trump is getting elected. And when people post stuff like this, I've got 2 options. I can ignore it because he's not worth my fucking time, which is what we do with 99% of the hate. It's just, we don't care. Because those who care know the truth. But I post an hour-long blog every day, and most people, I don't even watch every episode of the blog. I can't expect everybody else does. The purpose of the blog is just disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. This is what we did today. And when people post that, if I choose to refute it, I have to take 3 staff people and the entire IRC and say, okay, this is what they wrote, we know it's false, how do we prove it? Because if I just get up there and say he's full of shit, I'm going to get eaten alive. Because it's his sandbox and all of his friends, and he's going to own my ass. So to win, the only way to do it isn't just to post the truth, not just to say, this is bullshit. I have to say, this is bullshit, and here's the blog from the day when we brought in the 3 TVs, and we did the fundraiser. Here's the entire IRC conversation transcripts. Here's the bank account details and post screenshots of our bank account for that day, and I have to come at it with such an overwhelming level of absolute irrefutable proof that to do that takes 6 hours to put it together. And if I did that every time somebody got their knickers in a twist over some bullshit thing I did on the internet, we would never be able to run a company. I could employ 2 people doing nothing but this 24/7 just to deal with the haters. And there are companies that have that level of resources, we don't.
Well, even big companies like Target doesn't have enough manpower to keep up with it.
Yeah. Here's the new problem. It's March. It's the end of first quarter. We have 4,000 grant applications out right now, 4,400 in fact. And they're all having their meetings right now. The first quarter meetings are all happening in April, March, late March, early April. And we're about to finally start getting real funding. And this is big companies. These are Fortune 100 companies. this. And when you ask somebody for $50,000 or $100,000, before they give it to you, there's a dance. You have to go through a dating process. You send in your letter of inquiry. Most of those get ignored. Some of those, they read the letter, they check you out a little bit, and basically this is the person who reads the letter, pulls up your website, and says, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, cool. Pass them on to phase 2. And then they say, send us in a proposal. Yay! We all celebrate like, yeah, cool, we got a thing back, we got an invitation. Because you can't just say, give us money, you have to send in a letter, and they have to say, okay, you're cool, send us an actual proposal. And then a team of very smart people up there works their ass off, and they put together a whole proposal, and we send a proposal. And then they come back and they say, we've got more questions, we need to know this and this and this. Okay, cool, here's our supporting documents, and they're doing their due diligence. And then they come back and say, okay, cool, we've got all your stuff, we'll let you know in X weeks. If you're lucky, you might get to know in 4 to 6 weeks. Some people just vanish and you never hear from them again. And what they do during that time isn't, they just sit in a room, smoke cigars, and say, yeah, we're going to give 100,000 to these guys and 5,000 to these guys, and they're getting $10 because fuck that guy. What they do is they have people that do a vetting process. It's called investigate to discover, and the short form is vetting. And that is everything from basic Google searches to, we've had people actually hire private investigators. We've had investigators, and this has happened more than once, where we've had a PI show up and be like, hey, tell me about you. I just want to know your stuff. Or sometimes they'll, and God knows how many times it's happened, where they'll come through on tours. And they check us out. And most of the time, we never see it. A lot of the vetting, we see it because they will get people asking questions that only someone who's vetting us would ask. And that happens all the time. And we're used to it. And we have all of our documents prepared. Here's everything you need. Here's all of our accounting and our bank statements. And anybody who wants to can walk in the front door and say, I need all of this. And we have it all because we do this all the time. We live under a microscope. Here's the problem. One person takes somebody else's video, like the photonic induction video, which was where photonic induction edited me out of context to make me look as bad as possible. And it's still not that bad. It's kind of a funny video. I thought it was fun. And he posted it. He took it down because he realized it was a dick move, but somebody else took it and put it up. That video, if you Google my name, was the second hit. So if you're vetting us to decide, should I give the Geek Group $1 million, and you look up the face of the Geek Group, Chris Boden, that's the second hit. The problem with this at this stage is, the money we're raising is operation and programming funding. This is your paychecks people are fucking with. So, for many years up until now, I have had a problem. At this point, you have a problem. It's not just me anymore. This affects you. Two things. One, I don't know who this guy is, but one of you does, and I want to. I don't think it's anybody in this room. Two, we've all had a bad day at work and gone and railed on the internet, gotten on Facebook, like, fucking hate my job, my boss is a dick, you can't do that. I understand freedom of speech and all that. If you want paychecks, if we want this company to succeed, we don't get to bitch publicly. Because all of you live under a microscope, just like all of the rest of us. And you have to get used to that concept. People are watching. And we're getting vetted every day. Anything you say on the internet, you have to realize, even in the IRC, which is mostly our friends, it's mostly our friends. Some of our biggest haters hang out in the IRC, just looking for ammo. What can I use to fuck the Geek Group? What can I use to make Boden's life suck? It's fucking Chris Boden. There are people actively working to destroy us. And you have to realize that anything you say can and will be used against you if you put it on the internet.
The worst is comments that you make to unrelated sites attached to Facebook.
Yeah, because people will drill down. They will find it. They are watching you, they are trying to fuck you. And they don't care if it cost the Geek Group some giant grant that would have paid the light bill, paid the heat bill, gotten paychecks for half a dozen people. They don't care about that. They don't care that they're actually tangibly affecting people's lives. What they care about is they're going to try and hurt me. They're shooting at me, and they're going to hit you in the process. And I don't like it when people go after my friends. So I need you to be conscious of what you say on the internet, because it actually matters. It really does. And the hardest time is when you're having a shitty day and your give a shit level is at absolute zero and you're like, I got like 200 people that subscribe me. Who cares? Who's going to watch my Facebook? They care. They will find it. And the internet has a very long memory. It's why I have to be very, very careful about everything I say online. And it's my job to toe that line. It's my job to get people riled up. It's my job to inspire people and get them to think and pay attention. And because of that, a lot of people hate us. But every time we make a video where we're out showing off the street luge, right? We're out playing with the street luge. I get comments of, oh, it's one of Boden's toys and they spent geek fruit money on that. And that, you know, he can't afford to pay his fucking people, but he's got street luge. They don't know where the money came from. They don't know that Kidwell actually paid for a lot of that. They don't care that we're building this thing because we're using it to get promotion for the geek group and all that. They don't care. What they see is Boden has a shiny new toy that probably costs a lot of money. Thousands of dollars went into that street. It's got jet power. It must have cost a fortune. They don't realize that the motors were $100 a piece. They don't care. They're jealous. And they're going to try and take a chunk out. This is becoming a serious problem. So be careful of what you say. Keep an eye out for this bullshit, and when you see it, don't respond. Don't. Because if you engage them, it's going to get worse. And the only way to respond, if you want to respond, I'm totally cool with that, but let me give you 3 people to help you do it, because the minute you respond, you've engaged them in a fight, and they're going to pick apart every single thing you say, and it isn't one person, it's 1,000, especially if it's on like this asshole's channel. It's 1,000 people reading it. And if you say anything that in any way they can disprove, they're going to turn you into a fucking punchline. Because these people have all the time in the world and infinite resources. They don't have to run a company. It's a 16-year-old kid living in his mom's basement. He has no responsibilities. He doesn't have to worry about a mortgage and a light bill. He doesn't give a fuck. And he's doing this for the lulz. This is sport for them. When we do it, it's the future of 20 people. For them, it's a pissing contest. If you want to respond, cool, but let me give you 3 people in the IRC to do it so that you can vet it, so that you can come at them with overwhelming data. The way to win this isn't to get angry, and I know that's easy, it happens to me too, I get just as pissed as you do. The way to win this is not to lose your temper. Never type when you're pissed off. I've done it. Wow, was that maybe a bad day? You stay cool, you work the problem, you get help. You bring absolute truth with no conjecture, no spin, no nothing. You do not ever lie. You especially do not ever lie to protect me. That's the worst thing you can do. Let them hate me. I don't care what they say. I've heard it all. Believe me, I've heard it all. A lot of it's true. White trash, redneck, stupid fuck, burn the high voltage lead down. I can eat it. It's my job. Don't ever lie to protect me. But anything you say has to be absolutely 100% accurate, and we have to be able to prove it because we're going to get called to task. It's okay that we're absolutely transparent. It's okay that we share everything with the world. It's okay that the entire world can come and look up behind our nutsack and see if we're hiding a dime bag of blow. Cool. That's what we deal with. Eat everything in the ashtray. But if we do this, if we open ourselves up like this, if we make ourselves as vulnerable, we're going to get attacked, we're going to get hated, but we can handle that because we have the truth on our side, and we have lots and lots of video, and lots of cameras, and everybody's watching, and that we can use for our benefit. There's a reason we have all these cameras. The cool thing about that is, no matter what anybody says, we can always pull up the video and say, look, right there, that happened, even if it was a year ago. We can do that, because the blog goes back a long time. And the IRC knows every episode. This guy's freaks. You can have a question about something from a year ago in a blog, and the IRC can find it. If you want to know the day those monitors came in, the IRC can find it. And they can probably do it in like 15 minutes. Because I can't do it, it's my video. I don't know, fucking year ago, man, I've slept since then. Are there any questions? Does anybody know who this guy is? Okay, then I know the staff member he's talking about. Thankfully he doesn't work here anymore, but that's not going to stop that from being a thing. Alright, any concerns, any comments, anything? Does everybody understand everything I said? Good. Thank you. Have fun. Oh, there's more.
Tomorrow is Saturday.
All day.
can tell me what happens tomorrow.
Tour A.
I'm leaving.
So you say that like you're never coming back. Give me the pen. Shut the fuck up.
I think it's ironic though.
It's been really difficult, so I'm going to make you tell me in your own words what you're going to do tomorrow. That's very hard.
She's looking for a specific answer here.
I'm gonna not go to lunch at 2 o'clock and bring 5 people with me and not tell anybody that I'm going to lunch with 5 people.
Thank you. Do I need to make
See?
every person in here tell me that in their own words, or can this be something that actually happens tomorrow?
We need to not fuck the company in half in the middle of the business
We'll leave
day.
it at 2:45.
Thank you, everyone. Go to work.
And we're dying.
Hey, this is up here. I wonder if it works. It looks like it might work.
You should have set it down on the metal table.
No, I got a safety system. I usually just let it hang.
Good rule of thumb, just let it hang.
I came into this
Okay,
conversation way too late.
All right. All right, guys. So it's 1750 hours, and Batman has this ostensibly done. I'm going to move it over there. Nobody stands in this path. Well, now I'm excited.
You should be.
So we've got 0 to 120 volts at 10 amps AC. Shaft's got a little bend to it. Watch this shaft.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of a bend. But let's run up and see what happens. There's a lot of resistance to spinning this, but
We might have to tweak this side to side on the motor.
going back up, clear. There's enough of vibration that it dances. When it works, all right, next step, go through final adjustments, final tweakings, double check every stationary and flying electrode, they're all tight. But we've got it, we got a good base, insulators, containment housing with, we've got what, that's like 1.25" acrylic on the side, or I'm hoping it's polycarb. I'm
I'm
guessing
pretty sure it's
polycarb.
from the smell of it, it was polycarb.
It's polycarb? All right.
Yeah.
We've got 3/4 inch aluminum top, 1/2 inch aluminum bottom. So this is contained, and yet we've still got air vent in the bottom and out the top, because it's going to get hot in there. So I like it. It's an ugly, basic, shitty, small spark gap, but it's enough for the 6-inch coil. It's a good start. If you were really cool, you'd have had KC put this on the SR and do some nifty engraving here.
Yeah.
We'll put some vinyl lettering on it and make
He's
it
already
sexy.
busy doing other stuff.
All right,
Did you
let's
get
run
it?
it up one more time. Flare.
Seen some letters.
Cool. Guys in the blog, something that we need that you could help out with. Guys in the IRC and that. We need some small thermocouples. What I want is a sensor I can put on here and a remote thermometer that I can put some distance away with a bright LED readout on it that can be read from like 20, 30, 40 feet away. I want a really simple solution. It doesn't have to be crazy accurate. What I need to know is a reasonably accurate temperature of this and this. I want to be able to put a thermometer, a thermal sensor like here, and have displays that can be read from a distance away, and we mount the displays down low and then we've got temperature readouts, because that'd be kind of handy. And I'm sure this is something that we can buy on Amazon for like 20 bucks a piece and get something relatively decent. But good job, Batman. Spark gap for the 6-inch coil is good. And we'll work this up with a pair of plugs and a remote switching setup, and yeah, is good. And it's cool because when it fires, you'll be able to see through here, but it won't be so bright that it'll detract from everything else. So that's cool. I like it. We'll be back.
You know, I want one of those kits.
First I thought it was a wallet. First I thought it was a wallet. Then we opened it.
Cool. Now you do it. No pressure. 1,000 people watching.
With that awful haircut.
Ah, man, that just wow. That help a little bit?
You're gonna write unlimited facility access, $20 per month, or $30 for a whole family.
No, I do better. And it's not unlimited, we do close.
What? Well, yeah, but the brochure says unlimited, so I stole that wording.
Oh, okay. Good job, happy birthday. See, you have now learned a useful life skill.
Tools to do it.
I'm proud of you, that's cool.